Hello there, greetings from Sydney. Hope you're doing okay wherever you are. We've had some really good news out of Vietnam this week. As of I think yesterday, Vietnam started to ease social distancing restrictions. Restaurants and cafes are starting to open and moving around's getting easier. It's a really impressive accomplishment. Vietnam's kind of been on top of this coronavirus fight from the very beginning, from when we first news first came out of Wuhan, and they're also ahead of the game in terms of reopening. And of course, it's a very gradual process, and it's a long battle. But it's been an impressive thing to watch. Vietnam, as of today, has fewer than 300 cases, no deaths, and it's one of the most impressive countries in respect of its testing per diagnosed case, and it's also been at the lead of testing, particularly in the developing world. So it's an impressive story all round, both of competent government decision making at the top, but also of a people absolutely determined to deal with this crisis. So congratulations to Vietnam, and I do still wonder how long it'll be before I'll be able to get back up there, which is a bit scary because, of course, while some of the social distancing restrictions might be easing, it's still a bit unclear as to when international travel will start to resume in any meaningful way. The Vietnamese have an expression that comes from wartime, Thành Công mới và Thắng Lợi mới, which means new success and new victory. So congratulations, Vietnam. This week also marked the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, and I decided to do something a little bit different on Rusty Compass. In these coronavirus days of being confined to barracks, you have to do things a little bit differently. So I've decided to sing a song for Earth Day, and I've chosen perhaps one of the least fashionable singer-songwriters, John Denver. And the reason I chose John Denver, well, there's a few reasons. One is that this song's nearly as old as Earth Day itself. It's 45 years old. I think it was written in 1975. And I've been on a little nostalgia fest while I've been here in Australia. And John Denver was enormous. He was one of my first... I was a huge fan of John Denver in the 1970s as a 9, 10-year-old. Loved his music, knew all the words to all the songs on An Evening with John Denver, the live album. And when I started to play guitar a few years later, I still loved playing his songs, and he's a great melody maker as well. This song's relevant to Earth Day as well. John Denver dedicated the song to Jacques Cousteau and his ship, the Calypso. And it really kind of, for me, it still evokes the ocean. So it's got a real, and it's a fun song to sing. I haven't sung it since I was a kid, so bear with me as I battle my way through it. But I hope you've had an interesting Earth Day. Singing a 45-year-old song to mark the 50 years of Earth Day, in a way, is a reminder of how much work we still have to do 50 years later. John Denver actually came and played in Saigon in the early 1990s. He was, I think, the second international act to come to Vietnam after the US embargo was lifted in 1994. The first was Bryan Adams, and I'm thinking Bryan Adams came in 1984. I feel like it was March. I don't know if it was 94 or 95. And John Denver came, I'd say, within 12 months of that. Sting came a little while later. Boney M came a bit after that. And that was about it. Then the sort of live music excitement, the international acts decided that Vietnam was a bit difficult, I think, and didn't bother anymore. But John Denver did come, so I got to hear these songs live in the Hoa Binh Theatre, and I think John Denver passed away not long after that in a plane crash. So here we go. Let's try this. Be nice now. I hope I don't mess it up too much. To sail on a dream on a crystal clear ocean, to ride on the crest of a wild raging storm, to work in the service of life and of living, in search of the answers to questions unknown, to be part of a movement, part of a growing, part of beginning to understand. I, Calypso, the places you've been to, the things that you've shown us, the stories you tell. I, Calypso, I sing to your spirit, the men who have served you so long and so well. I did it. Like the dolphin who guides you, you bring us beside you to light up the darkness and show us the way. For though we are strangers in your silent world, to live on the land we must learn from the sea, to be true as the tide and free as the wind swell, joyful and loving and letting it be. I, Calypso, the places you've been to, the things that you've taught us, the stories you tell. I, Calypso, I'll sing to your spirit, the men who have served you so long and so well. I, Calypso, I'll sing to your spirit, men who have served you so long and so well. I did it. 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 Well, wow, that's a fun song to sing. It's as much fun as it was when I was about 14 and I started playing guitar. Hope that was okay, and thank you for staying with me through it, and take care of yourselves, and look forward to talking to you again soon. Cheers.